Alrighty, guys. Morning. So just went through this pair, realized how it's setting up. Ideally for me, I believe this is gonna be a nice long-term potential swing trade option. Um, Aiming for these lows and possibly lower into this area over here. If we should throw on a fib on this higher time frame, then it would show where we got a pullback to 50%. This became a strong zone here, rejected currently 4 times. So once we get our confirmations over here, then we're looking to tap into this though, and possibly into this TP here. Ideally, it can go to TP2, but that's a bit of a stretch as this trade already is going to be one that's going to take some time, a few weeks probably, depending on the flow of the market. It could run as quickly as this leg right here, or it can take its own little time like this. So this is going to be a long-term potential swing trade if you're interested in it. So what I'm going to do is just to jump into some confirmations that I'll be looking for, and then I'm going to be sending it out in terms of a screenshot. But I wanted to do this video just to explain, and then I'll post a screenshot afterwards. So this is a 4-hour rejection right here. This would have been a nice retest here on the 4-hour with the rejections from this zone to get in. However, we did not see that in time, and we're going to just work with what the market is giving as of right now. So I'm gonna just jump right into that. So this is currently the support that is created on the 4-hour, waiting to see if this will be broken, and if so, a retest for our entry as well as other possible entries. So I just wanted to have this trend line here to gauge what's happening at the top. Believe we may be able to get a trend line here. Let's see what it looks like if I put it here. All right. So this is a better one. All right, so we'll just keep this one in mind as well. This is a fairly minor one. So in terms of point of interest for me, this would be a point of interest. Let's make that blue. This would be a point of interest. All right. So in terms of the setups, possible entries, right? Because the break could be an entry, but then the stops would have been too wide. All right. So we're gonna wait on a form of retest. So ideally, we can break below, reject, come back to retest here. That would be an entry confirmation. If we should get a retest of the trend line here, anywhere on this trend line, we'll take it as well. And if price should go up to retest this zone and reject, so the thing is, there are multiple confirmations that we might get, right, in terms of entries. However, I believe that the more pronounced ones would be the ones I'm going to leave on the chart. So ideally, if we fail to break this low and start to pull back, then this right here would be a great spot to get an entry from to continue down. Now, if we should get this play right here before price actually breaks below this low, then that's the entry that we're going to take. All right. So this is if before we break this low, If we get the pullback, then we take this entry and we're going to put our stop above this high right here, the last high right here. All right. Now, let's say price decides to reject here, pull all the way back, you'd still be safe based on your stop loss. We'd have this area working with as well, which is also another key area for me. So I can highlight that as well. Right? So this is another key area for me. So we'd have this to say, okay, possible rejections. As you can see, each time price came to this area, something happened, right? So if it pulls back deeper to this level, you'd still be safe if you entered here, all right? Um, Additionally, if you didn't enter here, here is another entry as well. And this one would have been with even a tighter stop loss, as your stop would have still been above here. We're not changing the stop loss. So even if you enter at the bottom here, stops are just let's say 45 pip. If you enter it here, it would be a bit wider, just about 80 pip. So if you're entering here, I would say that you can use a smaller lot size until you get maybe a second confirmation a break um of a break and a retest for this on this level, right? That then you could enter with more risk here. But this is what I'm looking for. I believe that we may get an entry here um, instead of retesting all the way here. But we'll have to wait to see what price is doing. Um, Once any of these confirmations are going good, then as I said, we will be targeting the lows down here. Additionally, what I'll be doing with this particular setup is I'll be sending out TP levels, as in places where we can take our take profits. This would be the first one. So depending on where you enter, it's gonna be at least 100 pip. From here, it's 200. If we get an entry up here, it's over 300, sorry, 240, 230 pips. All right. So the overall move is going to be a move that's going over 500, maybe up to 1,000 pip, depending on our entry. As you see to the low here, that's 760 pip. So this is what I'm currently looking for as our long-term swing trade. And I will be sharing the screenshot of this. So let's set our alerts and wait on our confirmations and make the most of this trade.